Shikhar Aggarwal, the chairman at BLS E-services and joint MD BLS International on the show right now. Shikhar, hi, morning. Good to have you on the show. You've come out with the results for the first time since listing, but sequentially there's been a drop in the revenue, right, by 11%. What was the reason for the same, and how do you think your volume growth is going to pan out for FY25?
See, if you see our this quarter numbers in BLS E-services, there has been a growth compared to similar quarter last year. So definitely, and if you see even the EBITDA has grown to 10.31 crore, which is a growth of around 15% compared to similar quarter last year. This company has been growing BLS E-services. Now, even after the IPO, our plans are to help to spend the money on inorganic acquisition. If you see, we have acquired two companies in this respect, Zero Mass and iData. And now we want to acquire more companies in the e-governance sector. So definitely, we see more growth coming in. We are working with multiple banks. When we started, we only started working with major PSU banks like State Bank of India. Eventually, we started working with Bank of Baroda. A lot of private sector banks like HDFC. Now we work with 15 banks across India. Our network is of now 90,000 plus centers. Around 4 lakh people are coming in every day. Even our EBITDA margins are improving. If you see, our EBITDA margins are now 14.39% in BLS E-services compared to 12.91% last year. So definitely we see an improvement, and the next few quarters also we see this improvement continuing.
Morning. So given that you were alluding to acquisitions, etc., can you give us a sense as to whether or not you've zeroed in on anything? What is the kind of cash on books that you currently enjoy?
See, BLS International as a whole has around 790 odd crores of cash on the books. I think in the e-services segment also, we have sizable cash. I need to check the exact figures. But we have been doing due diligence continuously on multiple companies. And now after the IPO, we're having the cash on the books. We are definitely now geared up to spend that money. So we are constantly doing due diligence. As and when things get finalized, we will be announcing that.
Let's also talk about your other financial metrics, because your operating margins have improved due to the change in product mix. They've gone past that mark of 15%. For FY25, can we see a higher margin guidance? If so, what would drive that?
See, in our parent company also, BLS International, we now are doing margins of upwards of 20%, whereas in the last couple of years, we did a margin of 15 odd percent. In this BLS E-services, which is a 5-6-year-old company, we are now already increased the margin from 13% that was happening last year to now 14.4%. And now going forward also, our objective is always as a company, to rationalize the expenses, grow the margins. So we definitely expect, in the next few years, margins improving as, the assisted e-services, as we cross-sell and upsell more products, more services to our existing customer base, definitely there will be an increase in profitability.
And give us a sense as to what the outlook is when it comes to bidding inquiries for e-governance services, especially on the government tenders.
See, when we started working with one of the state governments in India. Now we are working with different governments like UP, West Bengal, Rajasthan, Karnataka. All these governments are, very happy with the model. Some states we are doing land record registration outsourcing. In some of the states, services like birth certificate renewal, arms licensing, etc. is outsourced. The model is phenomenal. We operate centers at our own cost, charge certain fee from the applicants. So we are in talks to a lot of other states. We want to focus on our minimum EBITDA margins, focus on our revenue model wherein we have upfront cash collection from citizens. So we are talking to multiple states. They are, some states are thinking about taking out tenders. So we feel that there is a good opportunity in all our segments of our business, be it banking correspondent or be it e-governance business.
Tell me, what about the inorganic growth opportunities that you see in front of you, and what segments interest you in terms of expansion?
See, now we are already 98,000 plus centers pan India. We are getting 4 lakh footfall every day. So we are looking, whereas, we can acquire companies in similar fields wherein we can grow our network or grow our product line. So our main objective is to upsell and cross-sell, to the existing customer base. We have exclusive contracts with the governments, with banks. So we have a footfall that comes in every day. So we are thinking how we can, invest into companies or inorganically acquire companies that can, utilize this customer base that we have and grow the revenue and profitability for us. So I think we are looking at that and also growing our network.
When you say in terms of new BFSI clients are getting added up, what could be the extension of it? As in, from where would you get these new clients?
See, what is happening is, to get banking to the rural part, semi-urban part of India, RBI had come long back with the policy of business correspondent, and that has been a success. It has been phenomenal, at very less cost for the banks. We are operating centers across different geographies. So first is the existing customer that we have. For example, SBI, they are also expanding their reach into different states. They are asking us to open more codes every year. Then more products are being added every month. For example, certain services which were being directly done by the bank are now added to our kitty. So customers can avail those services from our kitty. We are at the same time even adding more banks. So I think growth is coming from our existing banks, wherein we are increasing the network, adding more products, adding newer banks. First we were focused on public sector banks. Now we are focused on private sector banks. Banks are even telling us to do banking, KYC, etc. So, more services are being added. We are now, people can come and pay, their loan, their monthly loan installment, they can pay at our center. So a lot of things are added every month to our kitty.
So much for taking time out. Good to have you on board, giving us a sense as to how business is shaping up. So yes, more acquisitions and margin improvement expected. The stock price, by the way, is up and away close to the highest point of the trading day. That's BLS E-services notching up higher by nearly 9%.